Musk and Dorsey, explosive partnership. Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey is super happy with Elon Musk buying Twitter, so much so that some people have started saying that Dorsey, who resigned as Twitter CEO in November 2021, possibly due to signaling from the Twitter board, is the key person in the whole saga of Musk acquiring the social media site. Keep watching to the very end to find out more. A big conspiracy? Some are saying that not only is he the key person, but Musk buying Twitter is a plan hatched by Jack Dorsey as a sort of revenge on the Twitter board. Publicly, Dorsey has commented on the issue. He believes that with Musk buying the company, it is finally heading in the right direction. Both Musk and Dorsey have always been fond of one another. In fact, both have been spotted bonding on several topics in the past, especially on their similar interests in Bitcoin and the possibilities for cryptocurrency. They also seem to have similar thoughts on topics like Web3 and its future possibilities. Tesla CEO Musk has often been seen supporting Dorsey in several instances in the past. He was one of the few who supported Dorsey when he was reportedly being pressured in 2020 to step down by Paul Singer, hedge fund manager, activist investor, and co-CEO of Elliott Management. A revenge plan, is it? Dorsey co-founded Twitter in 2006 and served as CEO until 2008. He later returned to the position in 2015 and stepped down, handing over his responsibilities to now CEO PARAG AGRAWAL last year. Since then, even though he still holds a seat on the board, he has kept himself away from commenting on anything Twitter-related. That is, until Musk bought the platform, which Dorsey feels is great for the company. Musk and Dorsey have also been seen supporting one another in bad and good times. At the time when Dorsey was fighting with the board, Musk came out in support and said, "Just want to say that I support @Jack as Twitter CEO. He has a good heart." It all started back in 2020, when Elliott Management purchased $1 billion of Twitter stock and demanded major changes at the company, with the primary aim of removing Dorsey from the CEO's position. At the time, Dorsey refused to step down as the CEO, arguing that he was a founder of Twitter and therefore should be the one who could run it. Last year, Elliott Management increased its holding in Twitter by buying more than $200 million of stock, at a time when the company's value fell by more than 15%. This possibly forced Dorsey to step down from the CEO's position. An unattentive CEO? According to a news report, the Twitter board reportedly accused Dorsey of being inattentive to Twitter's earnings potential and said that he was splitting his time as CEO of Square, shares of which constituted around 85% of his wealth. Dorsey was also criticized for moving too slowly, with a preference for talking instead of doing. Being a good friend, when Dorsey returned as Twitter CEO in 2015, Musk said, in friendly advice, that he should not run two companies at a time. Then last year, a Vanity Fair report by Nick Bilton stated that Dorsey resigned abruptly. In the report, one of the Twitter employees highlighted that instead of having an overlapping transitionary period where Jack should have trained his successor, PARAG AGRAWAL, the replacement happened immediately, which was kind of odd. Though Dorsey never revealed the reason behind the resignation, it is believed that his sudden resignation was due to pressure from the board. Signing off as Twitter CEO, Jack just said that Twitter was ready to move on from its founders. It is only recently, when Twitter was evaluating Musk's offer, that Jack took a dig at the board members. He said that the board has consistently been the dysfunction of the company. A lot of faith in Musk. Dorsey seems to have a lot of faith in Musk, and it shows in his tweets. Hours after Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion, Dorsey shared his happiness. Twitter as a company has always been my sole issue and my biggest regret. It has been owned by Wall Street and the ad model. Taking it back from Wall Street is the correct first step, he said, highlighting the fact that after the deal is complete, Twitter will cease to be a publicly listed company and will become a private company with full ownership resting with Musk. Considering the bonhomie between Musk and Dorsey and how happy the former Twitter CEO seems at the deal, there is a buzz that it is possible that Musk and Dorsey jointly set the wheels in motion that led to the sale of Twitter. Although, having said all this, the buzz remains only a buzz at the moment. But the way Dorsey has endorsed Musk and the way the two seem to have interacted previously, it will not be completely preposterous to think that Dorsey played some important role in Musk's successful bid for Twitter. After all, do keep in mind that Dorsey, at the moment, and for a few more weeks, is part of the Twitter board, the same board that is okaying the deal. Things in common. The two billionaires have many things in common. They are both Bitcoin evangelists. Tesla, the electric vehicle maker, co-founded and run by Musk, has 43,200 Bitcoins on its balance sheet, at last check valued at $1.71 billion. Block, the fintech formerly known as Square and founded by Dorsey, on its balance sheet holds 8,027 Bitcoins valued at $317.3 million. Musk and Dorsey are also serial entrepreneurs. The former co-founded PayPal and Tesla and founded SpaceX. The second founded Twitter and Block. They have both gone through difficult times when they headed their respective companies, and it is in these times that each has been able to count on the support of the other. Dorsey was one of the few CEOs to back Musk amid strained relations with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Musk and Dorsey, friends in hard times. Okay, then who is the most exciting influential on Twitter right now? Be specific, journalist Kara Swisher asked Dorsey on February 2019. To me personally, I like how @Elon Musk uses Twitter, Dorsey answered. He's focused on solving existential problems and sharing his thinking openly. I respect that a lot and all the ups and downs that come with it, #KaraJack. Thanks, Jack. Twitter rocks, Musk commented. Musk returned the courtesy when Dorsey quit Twitter last November as the activist fund manager Elliott Management pressured the platform to increase its monetizable users and revenue. The richest man in the world notably posted on Twitter a meme showing PARAG AGRAWAL, who succeeded Dorsey as Twitter CEO, in the clothes of the Russian dictator Joseph Stalin, and Dorsey as Nikolai Yezhov, the former head of the Soviet secret police. Maximum pressure on the Twitter board. Now, Musk and Dorsey seem to have a common target: Twitter's board. Dorsey is a member of the board until May. He had indicated last November that he was giving up his seat as a director at the same time as that of CEO. So, it's uncertain whether he has taken part in board meetings since November. It all started on April 4, when Musk disclosed that he had a 9.2% stake in Twitter, making him one of the biggest shareholders. Musk explained that he wanted to make significant changes to the platform. A surprise deal had been reached with management and the board under which Musk would limit his stake in Twitter to no more than 14.9% of Twitter by 2024. In exchange, he'd get a seat on the board starting April 9. But the tech tycoon then rejected the deal and on April 14 launched a hostile bid of $54.20 a share for all of Twitter, valuing the site at $43 billion. The board met the same day and said on April 15 that it was putting in place a poison pill, a mechanism designed to make a hostile takeover prohibitively expensive. Since then, Musk has launched a campaign on social media to win public support for his bid. And Musk and Dorsey have just opened another front, denouncing the board, claiming it is inept. This board was studying Musk's offer, but given the adoption of the poison pill, it didn't seem to want to accept it. If I look into the history of the Twitter board, it's intriguing as I was a witness on its early beginnings, mired in plots and coups, and particularly amongst Twitter's founding members. I wish if it could be made into a Hollywood thriller one day, one Twitter user wrote on April 17. To this comment, Dorsey responded with a post denouncing what he called the Twitter board's dysfunction. It's consistently been the dysfunction of the company, the former Twitter CEO said. Pressuring the board. That's the effort of the two billionaires, who have always presented themselves as two outsiders of Silicon Valley and of the system they have decided to disrupt. With that, we come to the end of this video. Consider subscribing to join in on our future content.